Power music, bitch.
Votre rendez-vous avec l'actualité sportive en Amérique du Nord, exclusivement sur Kilimanjaro Radio, dimanche 17h, jeudi 20h.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DimDIm Sport Show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DimDIm Sport Show. All right. Get it started.
You're listening to the DimDIm Sport Show.
yes.
Power music, bitch.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the So we're gonna start with the NBA. So stay tuned, guys. Tune in on the tuning app if you are online. On air, listening to us in your car. So all you have to do is listen to us via the tuning app. Okay. And or via the website www.kmdradio.com. You'll be on air, or you can be YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, right? It's Kilimanjaro Radio YouTube channel, or right now live from Facebook on my page, DimDIm Biba. All right, okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA started. It started pretty well. We had a draft session, okay, where it was pretty a lot of emotion, because on that draft, ladies and gentlemen, we had a lot of Africans being drafted. So on the draft day, we had like a lot of Nigerians being drafted, okay, and something like close to, like right now we have close to 20 players who are from Nigerian, and up to like almost 30 who are from Africa in general, okay. So, and on the draft day, 7 players were selected, okay. So you had 2 players that are coming from Nigeria. Basically, they are born in Nigeria and they grew up in Nigeria, and they came to the state to play for college basketball, right? And they got selected to the draft. And the other 5 players are of Nigerian descent, right? Meaning their parents are born in Africa, they came here, the athletes are born here, and they played in NCAA, and of course they didn't forget their roots, right? So we have 5th overall was selected by Cleveland. His name is Isaac Okoro. So remember that name. He was the highest ranked amongst all the Nigerian players. Isaac Okoro, right? And next after him, number 6th, Onyeka Okonku. He was selected by ATL, Atlanta Hawks, as number 6. And the next one was 22nd overall, right? He was selected by Denver. His name is Zene Naji. And 33rd was Daniel Oturu, who is selected by the New York Knicks and later on got traded to the LA Clippers. All right, he's going to LA, right? And the next one is Jordan Nora, who was selected as 45th by Milwaukee, right? So it was pretty good. And later on the draft is not at all, right? Because after that, if you were playing college or you were playing for international somewhere in Europe, and you are decided to elect for the draft, you can still be drafted, or if you're not, you can still be selected by going to the camp and showing what you can do. So basically that's how came up Paul Ebois. Paul Ebois is from Cameroon and he's playing in Italy. So he's born in Yaoundé. He's 20 years of old. His height is 203, 2 meters and 3 centimeters, 97 kilograms, and he's been selected by the Miami Heats, right? Miami Heat, who are the finalists for last season championship against the Los Angeles Lakers. All right. So yeah. So by the way, the NBA is restarting December 22nd, and December 11, the preseason will start again. So you're gonna have your NBA back starting December 11 with the preseason, right? So here is the schedule that the NBA has overall for from now to the end of the season. December 1 and 5, all your draftees, all those players I just mentioned, they're gonna go for a workout, right, with their respective other players that are already professionals, right? And between December 1st and 5, there will be media. The media, we're gonna interview all of them, those players, after the workout, right? So December 6th, so actually what I was mentioning is about individual players. So December 6th is going to be group players, and December 11 the preseason games from 11 to 19, and December 22nd you're going to have the first half of the season starting, right? So the first half of the season is going to start, and until March 4th. So March 4th is supposed to be the All-Star game, but there will be no All-Star game, due to the the current pandemic situation, right? But it's gonna be and the NBA is gonna observe the NBA an All-Star break, basically, all right? So you're gonna have your preferred players resting, and of course in only 5 days, so in March 10 it's gonna stop. So March 11, the second half of the NBA is gonna start, and May 16, the end of the regular season. May 22nd, the NBA playoff is gonna start, and July 22nd you're gonna have your NBA champion, right? By July 22nd, depending on how long the series are gonna go, how many games and all that, okay? And Yep. So we're gonna know if the Toronto Raptors are gonna have another championship again, or if the Los Angeles Lakers are gonna repeat, or if the Clippers are gonna, at least dethrone the Los Angeles Lakers, or if the Brooklyns are, with all the noise behind them, KD coming back, um, Kyrie Irving there, right? If the Brooklyns are gonna be champions, right? And of course, we have, our fellow Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's been for 2 years the MVP of the league, and his team has been for 2 years the best team in the league in the regular season. So we're gonna know if they are gonna finally get their championships, right? So, yep. So there's some notable trade that happened. So right now, so it's a trade period. It started last week Friday, right after the draft. So Gordon Hayward, who was playing for the Celtics, has been traded to the New Orleans Hornets via signing and trade, right? Via sign and trade. Another big acquisition is with the Los Angeles Clippers. So by the way, the Charlotte Hornets, of course, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, so they got the second draft, the second ranking in the draft pick, and they picked up LaMelo Balls, right? So you remember LaVar Balls? LaVar Balls is the outspoken father of three boys who are playing basketball. We were playing basketball at UCLA in NCAA, right? So Lonzo Ball went to the Lakers, and his other son, the second one, LaMelo Ball, he couldn't make it to the draft last year, okay? And now the third one, LaMelo Ball, has been selected by Jordan's team. And if you remember the gossip, it wasn't the gossip actually. He said it. LaVar Ball, the father, said, "I can beat Michael Jordan right now on a one-on-one." So people are curious to know if it's going to happen now. Now that his son is playing with the Hornets, is that one-on-one is going to be played? All right. So the Clippers. So coming back to the Clippers. So the Clippers, they acquired Serge Ibaka from the Raptors. I'm a little bit myself heartbroken. Okay, and because Serge Ibaka, he was a key piece for the Toronto Raptors championships, right? So I'm a little bit hurt, but we still have Pascal Siakam, right? We still have Kyle Lowry, right? So another player that the Clippers got is Nicolas Batum from the Hornets, right? There's still some waivers that has to be happen. They have to clear some waivers, right? But it's on the way. So Nicolas Batum, the French. Actually, Nicolas Batum is also African. He's from African descent. His father is from Cameroon, right? So from the Bassa tribe, right? Yeah. So you're gonna have Nicolas Batum in the Clippers with Serge Ibaka. So it's gonna be another big team with African players, right? Okay. There were some other African players that didn't make it. Like Maker. He used to play for the Pistons, first for Milwaukee. Ton Maker, the Sudanese player, and now the Cleveland Cavaliers signed him to training camp. So only training camp. Okay. So next, the Knicks, the famous Knicks, who cannot sign a big player these days, and they still suck. Excuse my language, but so the Knicks just added killed Gilchrist, right? So, but ladies and gentlemen, the current champion, the Los Angeles Lakers, are reportedly being the winners of this postseason trade, period, right? They got Marc Gasol from the Toronto Raptors. So Marc Gasol, he got a heartful speech about him leaving the Toronto Raptors. So if you remember, Marc Gasol at the parade, you saw us at the parade when we were filming the parade. Marc Gasol was the MVP of the Toronto Raptors championship parade in 2019. If you remember, he was the one on the trucks, dancing. He was the best dancer on the. He was the most happy. Seems like he was. He wasn't. In other words, he was pretty high, but I don't know, or drunk or something. But he was pretty active. He was the most active in the parade, right? So Marc Gasol is going to LA. Hopefully, he's going to succeed to his big brother Paul Gasol, who has 2 championships with the Lakers, right? So Marc Gasol is going to LA. Another big one from LA. Dennis Schroeder, the German Uganda Sudanese players, has been traded from the OKC Thunder to the Los Angeles Lakers. And Wesley Matthews, of course, Wesley Matthews, who's a very, very, really good defender. Yeah, he's leaving the Bucks to the Lakers, right? And Lakers resigned KCP, and another big signing from the Lakers is Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell, who is a big 6th man of the year candidate for like 2 years already, right? So he's been signed to the Lakers. So he went from the Clippers to the Lakers, right? Can you believe it? So the rivals in the Los Angeles city, right? He went from one to the other. Okay. So the Marcus brothers have been resigned on each side. The twins, right? They resigned to respectively Lakers and Clippers, right? Hello, Mr. Japan. Thank you for signing up to our live Facebook, right? So, yep. So on the Clipper side, who did they got? Well, they were supposed to get Rajon Rondo, who is a key piece from the Los Angeles Lakers on their 2020 championships. Decided to go to the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks is going to have a pretty good team, right? Dwight Howard, he left the Los Angeles Lakers to play with Joel Embiid. So hopefully he's going to be a veteran presence in the locker room that's going to help Joel Embiid to mature. Because you guys know Joel Embiid is already a very good player, just need maturity and experience to get that chips, right? The championship, right? Yeah. So the Lakers resigned Giannis brothers to a 2-way contract, so he's still gonna play for the D League, the Lakers D League, and also for the Los Angeles Lakers, right? Marco Benlili, the Italian, he played. He's leaving and he's playing for Italy. He's going back. Of course, retirement is coming up, so right. Okay. As you know already, the bad news is the Golden State Warriors are not winning the championship this year. I can bet for it, right? I can put even $1 million because Klay Thompson, he just got injured, an Achilles tendons tear, and he's gonna miss the season for 1 year. So only playing for the Warriors is Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and their draft pick James Wiseman. Actually, James Wiseman was second draft pick, so my bad. So LaMelo Ball was third, right? Yep. Mm. So these are the notable trades. So of course you have extensions. Um, so people are, some players are extending their contract. So Bam Adebayo of Nigeria descent is getting a 5-year, $163 million extension with the Miami Heat. That's pretty good. So that means he's pretty much a franchise player. I think Bam Adebayo, we can call Bam Adebayo a franchise player for the Miami Heat now, right? Of course, we have Jimmy Butler, but the big contracts is always a franchise player. Okay, the Raptors on their side, they lost two key players for the championship regular season, but they got resigned. They resigned Van Vliet, right? I think big contract too, right? So so they resigned Van Vliet and they got some players playing some big guys, right? But not big players though. All right. Another African who still has a contract but doesn't have a big one and is Ball, Manute Ball's son, right? He's been signed for a 2-way contract, 4 million with a 4.2 million with the Denver Nuggets. Okay. Of course, you know the big signing from Chris Paul, who's going to the Phoenix Suns, and Kelly Oubre, right, has been signed by the Golden State Warriors, by the way, right? He was paying for actually the Phoenix Suns, right? And he actually had comments, not nice comments about the Phoenix Suns ownership. I don't know why he did it, but he has his reasons. So basically, he was saying at least he can play for a an owner who can actually care about the players. So that's what he said. I don't know why, but Chris Paul is going there. So what does that mean, right? So basically, he said it's all about foundation for him. He thinks he has a beautiful future with the Golden State Warriors. Okay. Yeah. So another notable signing is Steven Adams. We already talked about it. He's going to the New Orleans Pelicans. Do you remember Boogie, Marcus Cousins? So Marcus Cousins, who played for the Warriors, he got injured. When the Raptors won the championships, and then he went to the Lakers, but he couldn't play because he was injured again, so he didn't play. He now has been signed by the Houston Rockets, right? And the Houston Rockets still have James Harden, so James Harden is forcing himself out of the Houston Rockets. He wants to be traded, and he wants to be traded to the Brooklyn Nets. He wants to play with KD, maybe with Kyrie Irving. But the Houston Rockets are saying, if you guys want James Harden, please give me KD, Kevin Durant, or Kyrie Irving. And the Nets are like, nah, right? Yeah. There were some rumors that John Wall wanted out of the Wizards, but that wasn't true. And the management, the ownership of the Washington Wizards are saying no, there's no way they want to trade him, so there's no plan. They are keeping John Wall. Okay. So the big man I was saying the Raptors hired, it was Alex Len and James is it Burden or something. He used to play for the Clippers. Alex Allen used to play for Phoenix Suns and then Atlanta and Sacramento, right? Yep. So, yeah. So, who do you think is gonna win this year? You know, just go to the YouTube channel Kilimanjaro Radio, to my Facebook page, write up a comment, and let me know who do you think, with all those signing, is gonna win this championship this year. So this year it's not gonna be the bubble, you know. So each team is gonna play on its you know, at home, right? But there won't be any more spectators. Well, depending on the states, right? They're gonna decide the numbers they will allow per the field, per the state regulation, because of the pandemic, right? So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I think things are going back a little bit, right? So just to come back to the Raptors, the other guy's name is Baines, right? He used to play for the Celtics and the Phoenix Suns, right? It's pretty good guy. And also, the Toronto Raptors just re-signed Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher he's the only Canadian playing for the Toronto Raptors, which is a Canadian franchise. He's a Haitian guy, so he speaks French as well, like us. So yeah, so you know, so we're gonna have a big tandem. Pascal Siakam, Chris Boucher, right? Yeah. Yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention is that the Lakers also lost JaVale McGee to the Cleveland Cavaliers, just to clear the cap for Marc Gasol, right? Marc Gasol had a 2 years deal. Austin Rivers, Doc Rivers' son, signed 3 years for the Knicks, $3 million, right? The Celtics re-signed Tatum for a 5-year max extension, $195 million. That's pretty big. Congrats to Tatum, right? Biyombo, remember Biyombo and the Hornets. It looks like Michael Jordan loves him a lot. He's been playing for the Hornets and went to Orlando. Now he's coming back. Yeah, so Biyombo is having a deal, a new deal. Yep. So that's pretty it for the NBA. So you got the dates, right? And be ready, be ready to have a Christmas Day game. Actually, the schedule is not out yet, but let's wait for that. All right. Okay, so we're gonna take a break, a 2 to 3 minute break, to move away from the NBA and come to soccer. So soccer with the MLS, where the TFC just got eliminated by Nashville, and we're gonna go to the Champions League and the Premier League and the news, and the sad news that what happened in the soccer world. Very, very, very sad news, and we'll be back. All right. Okay.
DimDIm Sport Show.
Listening to the best radio station on the planet.
Votre rendez-vous avec l'actualité sportive en Amérique du Nord. Exclusivement sur Kilimanjaro Radio. Dimanche 17h, jeudi 20h. DimDIm Sport Show.
Listening to the best radio station on the planet.
Votre rendez-vous avec l'actualité sportive en Amérique du Nord. Exclusivement sur Kilimanjaro Radio. Dimanche 17h, jeudi 20h.
Yes. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. So back to soccer. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is DimDIm Sports Show. Of course, every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 to 6:30 p.m. Okay. If you are right now, you want to listen to us and you want to take your car and leave and keep listening to us, just go onto your tuning app on your phone, right? And look for Kilimanjaro Radio, or go on your web browser, www.kmgradio.com, and you get us. Okay. All right. So otherwise, for those who are comfortably at home in front of their computer or the phone or the TV, just go to your YouTube channel, Kilimanjaro Radio, and we're live. We got some great event. Show happening during the weekend. We have business shows, we have talk show, we have this sport show, we have musical entertainment show, on Friday with the maestro, the CEO of the Kilimanjaro Radio, right? So stay tuned, okay? So, and obviously I am live on my Facebook, DimDIm Biba. I'm your host, your humble host for the DimDIm Sports Show. So we're gonna transition to soccer. So let's stay in North America with the MLS. Okay. And so the MLS is happening, right? Because the playoffs are pretty intense, right? And when you have playoff time, that's how you know that MLS soccer has a great future in front of him. I believe in 5 years MLS is going to be really comparable to the other FIFA tournament in Europe, right? Okay, so as you know, we had in the bracket playing games in the East, where the Montreal Impact lost to New England and Nashville beat Inter Miami, right? So Montreal, coached by Thierry Henry, Inter Miami, where Nani, the Portuguese former international, is playing, right? And where Higuain, the Higuain brothers, yeah. So Inter Miami is out, right? Okay, so on Saturday last week, Orlando beat the New York Football Club, the second team in New York, with the penalty kicks, right? It was 1-1 and 6-5 on the penalty kicks. Columbus, right, beat the first team in New York, the Red Bulls, 3-2. And the next day, Sunday, Kansas City beat San Jose in penalty kick, 3-0. After a 3-3 draw, right? And Minnesota beat Colorado, 3-0. And Dallas beat Portland in a penalty kick after a 1-1 draw, 8-7, right? The next day, on Monday, we have an unfortunate result from the TFC, right? So TFC played Nashville, right? Nashville, they played, they beat Inter Miami in the play-in, so they just got in the playoff by, I wouldn't say by luck, but they were not ranked pretty high. So, some brackets are gonna be screwed up because, usually when you do the brackets and you bet, usually the first teams, the top team are supposed to win, but hélas, Nashville beat Toronto FC 1-0 in extra time. So it was 0-0. People were ready for the penalty kicks, and at 108 minutes, Nashville scored a really, 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 surprising goal. Okay, yeah, and Toronto FC also almost equalized, but no luck. So a note is, I think I told you about, if you look on my page, DimDIm Sports Show page, about a young talent from Cameroon who has been signed by the Toronto FC, Priso, right? Ralph Priso. So Ralph Priso got introduced into the game, right? So he's a good player, but unfortunately, he couldn't draw the Toronto FC to the victory, right? So basically, Toronto FC is eliminated. New England, another surprise. So New England, who also played in the play-in, so they were supposed to be like eight seed, they beat Philadelphia 2-0, right? So Seattle beat Los Angeles Football Club. So basically, Columbus advanced, Nashville advanced. They're gonna play at 8 p.m. today. Okay. Orlando advanced already. New England advanced, and another surprise: New England beat Orlando 3-1. Yeah. So New England is a pretty surprising team. They don't even have like a big player, like whether it's Rooney or whoever, big signings, right? So yeah, so they beat Orlando where Nani plays. Okay, so and so tomorrow, I mean December 1st, on Tuesday, Seattle is gonna play Dallas, and the next day Minnesota is gonna play Kansas City. All right, and then we're gonna go to the semi-finals. All right, okay. Going to Europe. So last week, I mean, say this week, right? There was a fourth round of the Champions League. Okay. And also the Europa League, right? So in the Champions League, let's see what happened on Tuesday. Let's see some notable games. The Chelsea beat Rennes, right, by a little score of 2-1, right? The game was pretty tight until Giroud scored the last goal in extra time, basically, right? And so they beat Rennes 2-1, right? So Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo, right, beat French Farozi, right? 2-1. Okay. Manchester United beat Istanbul 4-1. I told you last time the English club are doing well in the Champions League so far. PSG beat Leipzig. It was a pretty lame game from PSG, even though Leipzig is not it's a German team, so they're not that a small team, but the PSG performance wasn't that great. Okay. So PSG beat Leipzig 1-0. Yeah. And they beat Leipzig by 1-0, a goal by Neymar by penalty kick. Right. The next day, on Wednesday, Real beat Inter Milan 2-0. Right. Kudos. Manchester City beat Olympiacos 1-0. And Bayern, of course, beat Red Bull Salzburg 3-1. And another big surprise is Liverpool losing to Atalanta 0-2. Well, I told you the English teams are doing well, but except Liverpool. Marseille lost to FC Porto. So right now, after 4 games, Marseille has 0 zip points. Okay, so you guys know what it means, right? For all the supporters in France, the PSG versus Marseille rivalry. You know what to say. Okay, so some teams are already qualified. Like Bayern is qualified. Manchester City is qualified. Liverpool not qualified yet. Sorry. Chelsea and Sevilla qualified. They all got 10 points, and the other have 1 point. Barcelona is qualified. Juventus is qualified, even though they have 9 points, and Barcelona 12 points. Manchester United is qualified with 9 points, right? So, and they have second PSG with 6 points, right? Okay, all right. So that was basically in the Champions League. So in the England Premier League also, you have Chelsea and Tottenham who just draw today, 0-0, and Arsenal just lost to Wolverhampton, right? Manchester United beat Southampton 3-2, right? So yesterday, Manchester City beat Burnley 5-0. Liverpool draw 1-1. Okay. On the table, Tottenham is first. Even though they draw with Chelsea, it looks like Mourinho is he didn't want to do. He didn't want to beat his former club at Chelsea, or vice versa. I don't know, but anyways, so Tottenham is first with 21 points. Liverpool is second, 21 points. Chelsea is third, 19 points. Leicester City fourth, 18. Southampton 17, and Wolverhampton. Okay, Manchester United is following. Not following, but Everton is following 7. Manchester United is 8. I think this year the championship in England is going to be pretty tight, because the usual big teams are still not there within the 5, right? Like Manchester City is like number 10, okay. Manchester United is 8th, right? And you still have Chelsea there, Liverpool, Tottenham is coming back, so it's gonna be tight between Tottenham, like the usual names, Liverpool. Oh, I forgot about Arsenal. Arsenal's 14 points, right? So Arsenal, Leicester City, not forget about them. Manchester City, Manchester United, and all that. So yeah, soccer is going to be pretty interesting in England, right? In the English Premier League. Okay, yeah. So that's just about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's good stuff, right? So don't forget to tune in, connect to us every Sunday with the DimDIm Sports Show. Every week, right? From Friday, we have live shows, and from Monday to Friday, we have music, African music playing, right? Okay, so Kilimanjaro Radio is your best African radio online in North America, as you know already. Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to us tonight, this evening, and we wish you a pleasant and happy Sunday. All right. Sunday. All right.
Pache. Laisse tomber, moi c'est rallié. Frappe le beat. Je ne veux pas compliquer ce morceau-là, jamais de la vie. Si tu veux mélodie, va voir Elodie, c'est pas mon avis. Y a une partie que tu entendras là, c'est pas compliqué. Tu peux mélanger, y a pas déranger, positionner, ça commence à danser. Y a bien en toi vraiment. Voilà la partie. Méritez pas derrière. Là, faut être armé. C'est pas compliqué, hein? C'est pas compliqué. Tu peux aimer et puis faire danser, demander photo et photo et photo et photo et photo et photo et photo. Oh, mon ami, tu as tiré. Voilà la partie. Méritez pas derrière.
Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Talk to you next week, right? All right.